Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry as Mama Made VM. You can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com, and all my other social media links will be down below as well. So if you're interested, take a look there. But as I say, you are all very, very welcome here. So it's been 3 weeks since I filmed last, so a little bit of a longer break. I'll kind of get more into that at the end. For now, let's hop right in and start with the starts. Luckily, I was actually really good, and I only started one thing, but it's a special piece to me because it's a piece that I had found years ago before I was ever a stitcher. And I saw it on Pinterest, of all places, because this was back when Pinterest was the place to be. And this is Quaker Seasons of Friendship. It's by Crown and Thistle. The only place you can get this pattern is if you call into Dying to Stitch and you place the order through them. I don't even know when the original was stitched, but it must have been years ago, because yeah, I saw this piece probably about maybe even longer than 5 years ago myself, and I loved it. I love the way Quakers look. I didn't even know that that's what it was called at the time, as a Quaker, but if you guys have been around for a while, you'll know I love me a Quaker, okay? I do. I know that they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I don't know what it is. Like, something about them is just so attractive to me. Like, the idea of stitching them, planning for them. It's only one color. I love that. It just makes it easy for me. So for mine, I wanted to go with a red because I do want an all over, all red Quaker piece. So I went with this really fun color from Color and Cotton. This is called Dracula. And as you can see, it is a highly variegated, bright cherry red to a deep, deep dark burgundy. And it is absolutely stunning. I love the name Dracula, it's perfect, but especially for me, if you know, I love Halloween. It's like one of my favorite holidays, but I really wanted that floss to be the star. So I decided to go with a very simple fabric. This is antique white. I bought a half yard in a 40 count. That is a Zweigart fabric. And I was kind of down in the dumps, so I wanted to start this piece, and I know that next year I'm gonna be very limited with my starts just because I'll have given birth to our son, I'll have still my daughter to take care of, you know, all of the regular mom stuff. I'm just not gonna have a lot of time to start projects. And when I do sit down and have time to stitch, I shouldn't be dedicating that to starting new projects. I should be dedicating it to stitching some of the stuff I've got. So that's my own, for myself. No hate to anyone else, because I love seeing people start stuff. So here is my little start on this one. I say little because it's like so tiny. Look how tiny that is. But it really was like days worth of stitching, because I would bring this to the parent pickup and drop off, and I would work on it mostly at the drop off in the morning. But that's like 15 motifs finished, which I'm pretty proud of. I think this is adorable. I think that's supposed to be like an orange tree. Love that. Love the teapot. The Christmas tree is so pretty, which is really fun because I have started decorating for Christmas, okay? Don't tell anyone, okay? I went ahead and skipped fall. I wanted the joy of Christmas in my house, so yeah, I just love this. I'm really excited about it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna continue working on this for the next several weeks because I do wanna get some good progress on it. I just am really, really happy with it. I love the floss. I definitely think the floss is like the show, you know, like the star of the show here. And that's exactly what I wanted. The antique white is perfect. It balances it out so nicely. So I love this piece. Like I said, if you're interested, you'll have to call up Dying to Stitch. It's actually a shop that I'd never even heard of. I happened to, by chance, become friends with Cam the Stitcher, I think almost a year ago. Is our 1 year friendship anniversary coming up? I don't know. But she was saying that, you know, this pattern, she had seen it in person, the original, like the pattern that's on the front cover. And she was like, it's just absolutely stunning. Like, it's gorgeous. It's huge and gorgeous. And I couldn't believe it because I remembered that that is literally the pattern that I saw years ago. And so, I don't know, it's kind of a fun little realization. And when she told me, because I think it was her who told me that it was in stock, I went and snapped that up so fast. But yeah, I'm really excited about this piece. It's been a fun one. I like that it's also all the season, so it's one that I'm gonna put up all year round. I really wanted a large all red Quaker anyways, because I do have some plans, like ideally in the future, to have a wall of Quakers in pretty much the whole rainbow. We'll see how that goes. I'm working towards it. But let's go back in time to the Halloween season, because 3 weeks ago I was still stitching on Halloween, and this was the last Halloween project I pulled out. This is a Teresa Kogut pattern. Teresa Kogut? And this is Silhouette's Quaker. I absolutely love this pattern. It is so cute. I can't wait to get to this guy. He's just, I love him. I'm using a 32 count Jackson Fabric Arts in the colorway Burnt Sienna. And I am using the called for green, which is Weeks Dye Works Guacamole, with just black anchor floss. And I don't think I have a before picture, unfortunately. Sorry guys, I was kind of slacking this past few weeks, but here is my progress. So I finally finished up this motif. I had like a little triangle I needed to add there. I finished up the Dracula down here, and then I think I finished the cat, his whiskers and everything, and then I went over here and started getting some progress on this motif there. I just love this. The green looks so good with this fabric too. Again, 32 count Jackson Fabric Arts in Burnt Sienna. And this fabric is so buttery soft. Like, this is as soft as like a top that you would get at a retail store. It's just so nice. But yeah, I'm really excited about this piece. I think that's probably about as wide as it'll get. It's a pretty small piece, so I'll still have half of it left, which is awesome. Also, Jackson Fabric Arts, you get a pretty generous fat quarter. So if you're interested, I'll link her shop down below. I always link it down below when I talk about her, if I can remember. And it's just great fabric. It's really good. So yeah, that was my Halloween piece. The only Halloween piece that I actually stitched on the past few weeks was this one. I kind of dove straight into Christmas. I don't know. That's usually not like me. Typically I wait until it's a bit further along in the month, but something about this year, I needed the dopamine of Christmas in my house. So don't judge me, please. The next project I worked on is, like I said, I jumped straight into Christmas, and one of my goals is actually to focus and whip down for next year. One of the big things that I have that I started this year in 2023 is the Days of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. I, of course, am on day one. So I'll pop a picture of day one on the screen. But a couple of my girlfriends and I, those ladies being Cam the Stitcher and Bridget from the Museum Stitcher, they are, with myself included, are kind of like doing, I mean, it's not really super loose because it's a lot of stitches, especially if you're not doing the trees and you're actually doing it as a full like sampler style piece, I guess, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing the full piece and I'm doing it on one piece of fabric. So it is a large piece. Yeah, it's a lot of stitching, but every other month we essentially want to bust out one of these trees. And I have mine on a 40 count Silvery Moon, which is this Zweigart fabric. I've really been enjoying these 40 count, just plain old Zweigarts. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I just really like them. I love the way the stitches look on them. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is like, if it makes my stitches look nice, I want to keep going back to it. So here is my day one. Here's where I got to. I think I had actually showed this in my last episode, last time I filmed. And I essentially just went in and completed this whole motif, got this side brought down, and then started doing the foliage or the branch that's over there. So yeah, I really like this. Like I said, I love the way my stitches look on the 40 count, just 1/2 with the plain DMCs. The NPIs are what's called for, but she does give a DMC conversion. So I do have, this is more than what you need. I think this is like the first 4 days of flosses. So it's more than what's actually called for in this piece alone. And I do have some doubles just because some of them called for the same colors. And since I'm doing it, you know, I'm gonna do all of them, I decided I'll just buy some doubles of the ones that I notice it's needed like right off the bat in a couple of patterns. So yeah, that's why the floss drop looks very full. But I am really enjoying this piece. It's been a fun one for parent drop off, even though it's on a 40 count. Only downside is because I'm stitching it on one piece, it is so much fabric to wrangle. I've been using a small, I think it's the 7-inch Morgan hoop, and I will say definitely recommend. That's a great hoop if you're interested. I get mine off of Amazon. They're affordable for me, so definitely check it out. I'll link it below so you guys can take a look. And it's not an affiliate link or anything, it's just the Amazon link. To be honest, I don't know how to make that an affiliate link on Amazon. I'm sure there's a way, but I don't know how to do it. So yeah, I definitely recommend, but that's why you see there's like a circle here, because it's just the perfect size to fit the little, on a 40 count at least, to fit this portion in, and it's just drum tight. Absolutely love it. Needle minder on here is my needle minder from StitchCon, because I did go this year, 2023. So yeah, love that. It's been super fun. Hello from Liz Matthews is taking over my life and I'm okay with it. So from there, I decided to pull out another Christmas piece because I've just been in a Christmas mood, and this is from the Home for the Holidays booklet by Blackbird Designs. There's a couple of the different patterns on the front, and this is Christmas Garden. It originally came out in 2011, I believe. So the colors here have changed quite a bit. I am using the called for, but like I said, they've just changed, and that's totally natural and normal. So don't be alarmed if you look at a pattern and you kit it up with all the called for and it looks nothing like that. Reason is because these over-dyed flosses, they're over-dyed. They're a process that's done by human hands, and they're gonna change over time. That's okay. But for me, I loved that cover photo, right? And so I was a little bit upset at first that I had gone with the called for, but I'm pretty lazy with my stitching. I don't like spending time to do conversions. Like I said, I'm just lazy with stitching. Like I don't wanna do that. I'll wait for Cam from Cam the Stitcher to do a conversion, and I'll steal her conversion because she's the conversion queen. But these are the called for colors. So like I said, they've definitely changed quite a bit. They're just not as much of a contrast, more of a really soft, subtle, kind of a primitive palette. And here's my bag of flosses as well, so you can see they're just very primitive looking, but I do like that look. And I'm stitching this on, I can't remember if it's a 32 count or a 36 count, but I know it is Cream and Sugar, which I believe is a fiber on a whim. I think it's fiber on a whim. Just taking my needle minder off of it because I don't know if I'm gonna work on this next week or not, but here is where I got to. Sorry about the lighting, guys. It's just getting darker and darker. But I just essentially went in and started filling out more of this center motif because I wanted to get that one knocked out because it is quite large. I'll go ahead and stand up. Here's some of the previous work I've done. So I do really actually love this. I love the colors even. Now looking at it, I'm like, you know, it's not so bad. At first I was really upset with myself, like, man, I should have just I should have just redone it and gotten new flosses, but I think this looks so soft and delicate and pretty, and it definitely still matches with my, like, I do traditional red, green, gold, like, you know, silver, white colors, and I feel like this still works for this piece. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's looking really good. Love it on this fabric too. Again, Cream and Sugar. It's just a beautiful neutral with a little bit of modeling, but the modeling is very light, which I do like in cases like this where the colors are very light as well, because if you get into an area where there's too deep of a dark modeling on a creamy fabric, you can kind of lose the depth of your stitches. So I'm happy with this choice overall. Much happier than I was even when I first started it, honestly. Pulling it out, I was like, oh wow, this is actually really pretty. So I enjoyed that. The last piece I have that was a whip for the past couple weeks is my round robin that I'm doing with the girlies, and I'll link them all down below. But this past couple weeks I have had Maddie's. She is Kitty Stitch on Instagram, and her piece is the pink on pink conversion that Cam the Stitcher came up with a while ago. Let me get the fabric though. The fabric is Peony by Fiber on a Whim, and the dinky dyes is pink tourmaline. Tourmaline? And I essentially have done all of this. So as you can see, I just have a little bit of completion to do here. I have my 1/1 initials to do here, and I think a little bit of stitching this way, and I'm actually done. So I only have a few hundred stitches left on this piece, but I'm in no rush because I don't technically have to send this off till, I think, end of this month, but I'm gonna send it off in a couple of weeks here. I just gotta figure some stuff out before I send it off. But yeah, love this piece. Probably gonna finish it up this weekend. I took today off of work because I'm not feeling very good. I have a cold, and so sorry if I'm not as peppy as usual. I'm just, Amira, my daughter, she's 5, you know, so she's in school. She keeps getting sick, bringing it home. I'm 6 months pregnant, so my immune system is really low, and I am catching everything. Everything she brings home, I'm getting it too. So that's been fun. But yeah, I'm really liking the piece. I love the pink on pink. It looks absolutely beautiful. But because I have the extra day off this weekend, I'll probably be stitching on this and resting and relaxing on the couch. But I love this piece. I'm really enjoying it. And I just love the gals who I'm doing the round robin with. They're just amazing. And I love them so much. Okay, so from there, I'm gonna move on to actually Happy Mail and a fun cross stitch plan. So I have a little bit of Happy Mail. One of them is a plan, so I'll start with that one, because this is a sal that I'm gonna be doing with some of the girlies. Bridget, the museum stitcher, she's one of them. Maybe Maddie from Kitty Stitch, we'll see. She's getting married soon, so the pressure's on for that, you know? Maybe not the best time to start a project, but we'll see. And Cam the Stitcher and Marjorie from Marjorie Made. We are all starting this super beautiful project that I have had in my stash for quite some time. If you have been around since the beginning, tell me if you remember me starting this once before. I was brand new to stitching. So this is Stitchy Box Samplers Sarah Moon 1791. Wow, 1791. That's amazing. So this is one of the first acquisitions I picked up from my L&S Threadneedle Street. And I remember I really wanted to do the silks. I had the money and I wanted to buy the silks, but the lady who runs the store and owns it was like, well, you don't know how much you'll need because they don't tell you how much you'll need. Kind of traditional Stitchy Box style. It's not super detailed when it comes to that stuff. I'm assuming that this was stitched on a 40, maybe a 46 count, who knows? But because it's pretty big, 271 by 308. But to me, that looks pretty tiny, you know? So it must be a really fine silk. But even on the back, it doesn't say, it does not tell you at all. Like, yeah, it doesn't tell you what fabric, nothing. So you have no idea. You kind of can make it your own. I started this though on a 28 count. 28 count, I want to say dirty linen, just a plain Zweigart linen. And I liked it. Even now, looking back on some pictures that I had of it, I pulled them from my Facebook actually, and I like it, but I didn't love it. I was kind of down in the dumps and I wanted to treat myself to something, so I wanted to get the silks. So I was chatting with Bridget about it because she had actually messaged me and asked me like, hey, what was that pattern that you had? It was like those fun colors. And I was like, oh, I think it's this one. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually thinking about going and getting the silks for it. And she was like, you know what you should do, because she's a genius and anything she says, I will do, simply. She was like, you should reach out to Vicki Clayton and get a silk pack from her. I think that she has all of those DMCs as a silk conversion in her shop. I was like, Bridget, you genius woman. I love you. Love you. And I do tell her I love her all the time. Maybe not as much as I should, but I love all my girlies, okay? And so I reached out to Vicki Clayton, and mind you, I've never actually directly placed an order from her. StitchCon 2023, I was sitting at the table like, wish I spent more money. And Bridget was like, I got you. I'll order us these Vicki Claytons and you can give me the money for them. So then I was spending money, you know. Girl math though was free because I already had the cash in my wallet. So I gave her the cash. It was free. Is anyone on that girl math trend? Because I feel like that was me at StitchCon. So I gave her the cash for it, but she placed the order. So like Vicki Clayton has never heard of me. never, you know, not that I know of, maybe she watches my Flosstube, I don't know. I still feel like a nobody, you know? And I emailed her and I was like, hey, I'm Megan and I have this, you know, I have this idea of starting this project and I would just love to get a pack of your silks. Can you let me know if that's a conversion you can do? She emailed me instantly back. And I told her too, like the Museum Stitcher and I, the Seattle Stitcher, myself want to start this project. And she was like, oh yeah, let me see what I got in stock. So she ended up having all of them in stock. And I was like, okay, well, do you need my email for my PayPal or whatever to invoice me? She's like, oh no, I'll just send them to both of you. For free, ma'am? And when I tell you that I was going through it at this point in time in my life, I was going through it. I'll get more into that at the end. But for someone who, she doesn't even know that I've ever placed an order from her. I have used her silks because, you know, I got them through Bridget. But for someone to just do that, that is so nice. Like, are you kidding me? That's so nice. I understand it's just a gift and it's like, it's just an object, but that is unbelievably kind. I still can't grasp how amazing this community is and how kind they are. All that to say, I got my silks. And I'm so happy. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. And I actually am also trying out a new floss drop because these silks are so buttery soft. I needed something that was almost like a thread hug, which is a different kind of floss drop that had these larger holes in them. So I found these on Amazon. I'll link them below. I really like them. They're going good so far, but I haven't used them yet. I just had them in the project bag. So anyway, shout out to Vicki Clayton. I'm going to link her conversion below, so her shop, so that you guys can pick this up because we are going to be selling this. We're going to be starting it the first full moon of November. So this month, that is the 27th. So a little bit after the holidays. Hopefully you have some just downtime and you can cast this on with us. Also though, Cam the Stitcher, because she's a freaking genius when it comes to colorways. Let me tell you, I was like chatting with the girls, like, you know, I think I'm gonna start this project. And Cam was like, oh, you know what? I like that project, but I want to make it a little bit more me. If you know Cam, her style is more of like these pops of color, and she just has an eye, an aesthetic for color that I simply do not. A pattern tells me what to buy, I buy it. Cam, she sees that and she's like, brains a tickin'. She's just so smart when it comes to color and like color theory. And so she did like a 90s whimsy goth conversion of Sarah Moon. I'm gonna pop the conversion on the screen and I think she made it. I'll have to see if she made an Instagram post so I can link straight to the Instagram post if she did or didn't. I'll figure that out. But this was her conversion and I absolutely love it. Oh, I love it so much. But I feel like it is a completely different vibe and look, and it also makes it to where I feel like more people could get involved into this pattern, even if Quakers are not really your thing. Because as you can see, like this is like a pop of color. This is really fun. This is very, if you remember the 90s, you remember whimsy goth, okay? It's very that aesthetic and I absolutely love it. So I'm really excited about that. And the other acquisition I made is some fabric. You guys know Christine Hollistan Creates. I simply love that woman, okay? She's beautiful, first of all. I met her in person. Stunning. And also like the kindest human. She's just down to earth. You start talking to her and it's like you've known her whole life. I love her. And I love her shop. Her shop is amazing. I will never stop talking about how good her customer service is. Literally, like I had gone to her shop to look for some fabrics and it was like, sorry, shop is closed to catch up on orders. And I was like, you know, typing in my email to get that instant email when she opened back up because I love her shop. She's great. So highly recommend if you haven't checked her out. I'll link her down below. She also has a Flosstube, so I'll link her Flosstube as well so you guys can go watch because she stitches really cute stuff. But I was talking to the girls, well, mostly like Bridget, because Bridget was gonna stitch on this fabric. This is Dirt Track. It's a 40 count Fox and Rabbit fabric. I have purchased Fox and Rabbit before. I like their linens. They're so expensive though. They're so expensive. And I have been really good with my no buy and I've been really good with like limiting what I'm spending. but I want this project to be perfect. And when I saw Bridgen's like floss toss on Dirt Track, it was so good that I absolutely had to have it. But the fabric is like $70, you know, US, which is reasonable when you think of the fact that like they live in a completely different country and like have to pay all those fees to get them over to the US. And I will say, Dirt Track, worth it. There are certain fabrics by Fox and Rabbit that there is no comparison. There is no other fabric that looks like this. And that is what got me, because Bridgen, I was talking to her and I was like, oh, it's just so expensive. Like, maybe I shouldn't get it. Maybe I should just stitch it on something I have in stash, because I did have a couple of pieces of fabric that it would fit on. And she was like, first of all, you deserve it. Second of all, there's just nothing like Dirt Track. So even if you try to find something similar that's more affordable, it's just not gonna be the same. And she was right. She was simply right. And so of course I hit up my girl Christine, and she had it exactly what I needed, exactly the size I needed, and it's perfect. It's perfect. I did get a half yard, so I didn't necessarily need to get a half yard. I think you can fit her on a fat quarter, but I will say you're gonna want a fat quarter that's 18 instead of 17 inches. Like, you know how it's usually 17 by 27? You're gonna want an 18 by 27 to give yourself at least 2 inches of margin on every side. Back to me waxing poetic about this beautiful fabric. There's just nothing like it. There's just, you know, sometimes you'll look at a fabric and you're like, okay, I can find something close enough to that. Not with this. Same with their flannel flower. And that was actually what Bridgen had pointed out, is like, you know what? It might be a little pricey, but at the end of the day, because you cannot find a comparable fabric, and literally every single color pops on this. Like, every single color looks amazing on this fabric. So I'm really excited about it. Cannot wait to get this started. I love the pops of color. Like, look at these pinks and the golds and the blues. It's just so pretty. But I'm really excited to start this with my girlfriends, and they're just my besties. So I want to start it right now, okay? I want to start right now. But like I said, we're starting it the end of this month, the 27th of November, just because her name is Sarah Moon. We thought it'd be cute to do the full moon. So the girls and I are going to pull it out every full moon, and that way we get progress on it next year, because yeah, you know, we've got big plans for next year. Big plans. And those plans involve getting stuff done instead of starting stuff. But yeah, I'm really just so happy with this, and it just made my day getting the silks, and they're so beautiful, and yeah, thank you so much. And thank you especially to Victoria, Vicky, for sending me those. I truly do appreciate it. From there, I got another Stitchy surprise. And oddly enough, this was actually 2 days after I had gotten some like really bad news. And it was from my Aunt Joanne. She had gotten me the Stitchy Box like Halloween advent calendar. It is so cute. So here's like a couple of the little charts. That one's really cute. Just a really super tiny one. I think I'll do it on like a 40 count, so it'll be really, really tiny. Make a little ornament at some point. The other one, I can't tell what it's supposed to look like. Like, I know that there's Halloween elements in it, but I think it's supposed to look like something, and I'm not sure quite what. Maybe a board game or something I'm not familiar with. But essentially it came with like all these cute little charms. I got some beads. There's some finishing supplies, like a twill tape, as well as a backing fabric, just like a basic cotton backing fabric, which is super cute. And outside of that, it also came with, of course, some amazing silk flosses. So my aunt, she knows I absolutely love Halloween. And my aunt's name is Joanne. She is who taught me how to stitch. And yeah, I was not expecting this at all. I just couldn't believe it. They're actually on vacation right now, her and my uncle, and hope you guys are having fun. I'm sure you'll watch this when you get back, because my aunt does watch my videos, and I want her to be in my videos someday. Can we convince her? Can we? Can we? But yeah, look at these amazing flosses. I don't even know what I'm gonna use. Oh, I'm dropping them. I don't even know what I'm gonna use all them for. They're just so good. These variegated flosses, do you see? Oh, I keep dropping the silks because they're so soft. Let me grab this one. But like this one here, it's like a lime green, a purple, and a black. This for a Quaker, I'm imagining a Quaker that has all of these solid colors in it, and then this is like the fun, funky one. There's like pastel Halloween. Look at this purple. Oh, so pretty. So I'm very excited about this. I'm excited to use them, and just, I don't even know how many is them all, but I'm excited. It was really fun to open. My daughter, she totally stole some of the charms for her dollhouse, so some of them are already missing. But it was really, really just, it was super fun to open, and the silks are very soft, especially these ones. These are, what are these? Actually, you know what? These are the softest ones, I would say. These are Flower Silks by Stitchy Box, which is the highly variegated ones. And then these are limited edition French spun silk, which I think are Stitchy Box ones as well. But like, isn't that beautiful? So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It was super fun to open, like I said, and it was just a blast. Ugh, my husband's getting home before I'm finished. He's looking out through the window. It's not my fault I had to restart this so many times. So my daughter's probably gonna come join us for a minute. Okay, sorry if my view changed a little bit. I ran out of storage. But this project for This Is Halloween, I'm just gonna pop a picture on the screen. Essentially, I did a full conversion myself when I was on 123 Stitch. If you're interested in seeing what I did for a conversion, just shoot me an email or leave me a comment down below. But I did like half DMCs. A couple of them are already on floss drops because I had them in stash. And then I went ahead and put these ones on. These are floss drops I got at StitchCon from Maddie, which she's now one of my good Stitchy friends. And I had a stash floss of a fancy floss that was a green. I had a stash floss of a purple because I'm going to do the house in purple because I felt like that was more Halloween. And then I'm going to do the moon in this flax color. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I have a couple extra like 3371 and DMC 310 just to kind of see what I decide on for colors and stuff when I'm actually stitching it. But I'm happy with this conversion, and now it's completely kitted up, which is really fun for me because I love Halloween, and I actually don't have very many pieces like ready to go. Well, I wouldn't say that I have a lot of pieces ready to go, but I don't have a lot of pieces already started for Halloween. So I guess I just kitted up another one. Not that that does much help. I guess you have to start them to finish them, but I wanted to do a little shopping, like I said in my last video, and this was my way of doing that. So I have that one fully kitted now. And then my next one that I ended up kitting up was this Midnight Watch. I really love this pattern. Canvas Stitcher, I think I saw her stitch this, and that's what sold me on it. I decided to do half of the called for, and then the other half is all the DMC conversion, NPIs, like I would get NPIs. So most of it is Classic Colorworks and Gentle Art flosses, like I said. So just kind of an array of really fun, beautiful colors. So like, I don't know, so autumn. These are very autumnal colors to me. So, and then I have a little bundle of the DMCs as well. So again, just very autumnal, really fun colors. I just kind of went for a mix. What I would do is I would look at the called for, and I would go into the I would go into 123 Stitch, look at the called for, and I would see if it still looked like the called for that was on the cover. If it didn't, I would go to the DMC and purchase the DMC instead. But yeah, I really like this, and I have a little cut that was some scrap fabric of Wren, which is a 32 count fabric that I had, and it's Picture This Plus. So yeah, it's just a really nice neutral. Wren is probably one of my favorite neutrals, to be honest. It's really good. I should actually get a large cut of that anytime I can find it, but I just haven't been buying like I used to. So anywho, I have all of that in this little bag, which I need to just label. I have like a little tag maker, so I'm gonna label this just so I don't get confused because the pattern is too big to fit inside of this little pouch. The next thing, what are you doing? Okay. She's eating lunch. The next thing that I had in, next thing that I purchased, because I loved the Color and Cotton flosses so much, I knew that I wanted to pick up a few more to do monochromatic pieces in the future. So I decided to go ahead and pick up 5 of each of these. This one is Cloves, It's just a beautiful, very subtly variegated floss. And this one is stained glass, very much so, highly variegated, much like the Dracula flosses. I just wanted something that was, yeah, I don't know, just gave me a little bit more variegation. And I thought that that's just a beautiful blue. It'll be so different from any other blue monochromatic pieces that I could do. So I decided to go with these. Very opposites of the spectrum. I feel like this is very spring, summer, and this is very autumn. But I kind of want to do, a while ago, when I very first started my Flosstube, a lady had reached out to me. Katrine? She'd reached out to me. And I'm trying to remember her name now. It was so long ago. And we haven't chatted in a while either. But she'd reached out to me because she had purchased the Modern Folk embroidery, like I think it was the 2021 or the 2022, no, it had to have been 2021 year-long stitch along. And she ended up not liking the pattern. But she noticed that it was definitely my style because it's this Dutch sampler, like, yeah, it's like a sampler style. And she asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, that is so absolutely kind of you. Yes, I definitely want that. And she sent it to me, so I have the PDF of that that I was gifted, and I want to use clothes for that. I think I need to pick up a couple more skeins. I have 5 here, so I'll probably pick up maybe 3 more just to be sure. But it is a large piece, and that's kind of my plans for that color. But like I said, I'm working on a wall of Quakers that gives me like a full color spectrum, which seems crazy, but it's so possible with how many Quakers there are out there to get a full color spectrum. So I don't have anything in a dark brown right now, but I wanted this kind of in between color. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think they're just stunning. And then this one, I'm not sure what I'm gonna use it for just yet. I haven't decided. If you guys have any ideas of some monochromatic Quaker pieces, let me know, because I have 5 skeins of that. And they're good size skeins. They're 8 yards. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's just so pretty. So pretty. This one is a special edition, so if you want to get your hands on it, go snag some up. But that being said, I only have 8, or sorry, I only have 5 of them. That's it. It's special edition. I'm not ordering anymore. So keep that in mind with your suggestions. And I do love large Quaker pieces, so yeah, let me know. But besides that, I think that's all my acquisitions, and that was all of my Stitchy stuff. From there, I will move on to baby stuff. Actually, no, I'll move on to knitting. So I knit my husband a hat this week, and I'll have to try to take a picture of it. He already took it. So every single year I knit him the same exact style beanie. It's a beanie that I made up the pattern for. If you're interested in copying or mimicking the beanie, I did write up the pattern. It's free. It's on Ravelry. I don't even have it listed as an actual pattern. It is in my own. So if you go to my Ravelry page and you go to my projects, you'll see a hat that's called Daniel's beanie, I think. Daniel's my husband. And I must have a picture of him in at least one of the hats, so I'll have to pop it on the screen. But he always kind of just every year when it starts getting chilly out, he raids my yarn stash and he tells me what colors he wants his hats. So that's what I do. And it's kind of just become this little thing for us, for me to knit him hats. He's bald, he doesn't have any hair, so he needs them. It's cold here. And so this year he picked out a gray, which he does I always do this color here. I happen to have it. It's this really fun, it looks so like stripy on the skein, but when it's knit up, it's like a marled. And I think I have a picture of the hat when I was knitting it, because I think I sent a picture to one of my girlfriends. So I'll insert that photo here if I can find it. And it knits up so nice. It's really easy to wash because I do wash these ones in the washing machine. I will link this wool below. It's called Tahit wool, I believe, and I buy it off of Amazon. I literally buy the 6 packs because I knit Daniel like 2 to 3 hats in just this color. It's very similar, if you're familiar of like Carhartt beanies, it's similar to their black and white heathered. It's really close to that. So if you're a knitter or you like this style of very simple beanie, more often than not, they look more store-bought, and I like that personally when it comes to my hand knits, for them to look, professional, and I feel like I get that vibe with this. So knit one of those. It's already gone. He's already taken it. He's worn it all week. And then the next one, this is actually a Hedgehog Fibers yarn. It's a skinny single base. Again, my husband just raids my yarn stash. He has no idea which is good for yarn and what is not. This one is not going to hold up as well because it is a single ply skinny single merino, but it'll be soft and it'll be warm. and he really likes pops of color. Like he loves color. He likes hot pink, he likes purple, he likes red. He loves just bright, fun colors, and they look good on him. So, but this one I started right after I had finished his last one, and I have finished my little fold over brim. So essentially from here down, I actually knit double this length, so it was this long, and I whip stitch it to itself. So you see right here, these ridges, those are purl bumps, and you'll see right here is all knit. That's because this is double the thickness of fabric. So essentially right on the forehead area, he has a double thick brim, and I personally like this style more even than I like ribbing for hats, but yeah, so it'll just be double thick right there, keep you nice and warm, and then the base at your crown is just one layer of fingering weight, because that's what I typically knit in, is fingering weight when it comes to his hats. But yeah, just super simple. Like I said, the pattern is in my projects pages on Ravelry, and I'm pretty sure it's just called Daniel's hat or Daniel's beanie or something like that. Yeah, the yarn's ending up really fun. It's like black with dashes of color. It honestly would have been perfect for Halloween, but it just started getting really chilly, so. And I'm using my ChowGoo interchangeable needles. That's what I always use. I use a US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter needle, if you're interested. And yeah, love it. It's fun. I'll probably finish this in like a day. Once I get past that brim, because the brim is the most knitting, because you have to knit double the length and fold it in on itself. That's a lot of knitting, more than you think. It's about 6 inches of knitting or less, depending on how wide you like your brim. But yeah, works for us. Daniel loves them. He's excited about this one because he likes the color. That's all the knitting that I have done in the past few weeks. So from there, I will move on to baby stuff. I said it multiple times that I was kind of down in the dumps the past few weeks. And that's because I took an extra week off of filming as well, because we got some news back that the baby had a cyst on his brain. That cyst causes what is called Edwards, and Edwards syndrome is something that if your baby is born with it, more often than not, they're born stillborn, or they live to about a year old. So the life expectancy was very, very low. And obviously that was extremely depressing for my husband and I, and quite literally just crushing, like absolutely soul crushing. So I did have another appointment since then, since finding out the news about our son. And I had only really talked to my closest girlfriends and like my closest family members, my parents, about it, because it was really depressing and I didn't want to talk about it. I'm typically just a very happy person, and I don't like talking about depressing things. So shout out to like the people that I talked to about this. Like Sarah, thank you so much for listening to me, and like you're a mom too, so you understand that kind of like the fear that I was going through, you know. And like shout out to my girlfriends for listening to me and being there for me. So I did have some genetic blood work testing done to make sure that like the likelihood of the cyst getting worse or like actually causing Edwards would be, I don't know, I don't want to say less likely, because I'm 1 to 2% of pregnant women whose fetuses have this cyst. So obviously when it comes down to numbers, that doesn't sound great. You know, that doesn't sound promising. And it's not promising. So essentially he has a cyst on one side of his brain, not both. That was a really good sign for us and a big blessing. The next good thing was my genetic testing for the blood work that I got done shows that I was negative for what would turn into like the cyst causing Edwards and stuff like that, I guess. There's just so many medical terms, and I'm not even gonna confuse you guys by listing them all off. But that is really, really good news. And yeah, we were just praying, and like even my friends who are not believers, they were like texting people they know who are, and how like have prayer groups and stuff. And sorry for the loud car outside. And they were getting me prayers and just giving me the comfort I needed. And I don't want to cry. I'm strong. I'm not going to cry because I've already cried enough about it. But it's amazing to see like these girls who Like, they don't even believe in the same things I believe in. And even though it may be like silly to them, they still did it for me. So, okay. So yeah, it was really hard. Really hard. And we're trying our best, and we're just staying hopeful. The blood work coming back negative is the best sign we could have hoped for, and the cyst only being on one side of his brain, although it's extremely rare, it's still a good sign for us. And so we're extremely hopeful. And when I talked to my doctor some more after getting the results and everything, she said that she's not worried because of the fact that I got the negative testing. And so she's kind of reassured me that although it's scary because you're in this, you know, like unknown, you're in this area where you don't know until you're a bit further along, and you can take a look at your ultrasounds and see if the cyst goes away. It potentially could be benign in the future. It's just, yeah, it's unfortunate. No one wants to hear these things. So we've just been staying really hopeful, and we've just been praying and hoping for the best and trying to stay positive in this like really hard time. Hence all the Christmas decorations up early because I needed it, okay? It's been a struggle. So if you believe in anything, pray to that for me and for my son, if you would. I would appreciate that. So anyways, that's my biggest life update. Besides that, it was Halloween. And so we did celebrate. My daughter absolutely loves Halloween. I love Halloween. My mom loves Halloween. And we always drive my daughter out to my mom's house. It's a bit of a drive, but we go out there and we always go trick-or-treating. She is just best friends with my mom. She's like Grammy's girl for sure. And she was Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. That's her favorite movie. She watches it pretty much all year round, not just on Halloween. And I'll insert some pictures of her, and she just had a blast. She's actually standing right by the camera. Do you want to come here?
Yeah.
Okay, careful. Did you have fun on Halloween?
Yeah.
Where do we go?
Grandma's house.
Yeah. Is Grandma your best friend? Yeah. Glad you had fun.
Kids Club.
She just got back from Kids Club. Okay, go on, silly. Sorry if you can hear noise in the background. I had an Amira interlude. She's getting herself a snack. But yeah, that was really fun. We had a fun Halloween, and yeah, I'm 6 months pregnant now, so I'm 24 weeks. I should be due at the end of February to the beginning of March. We're really not sure yet because I'm getting a C-section, so I will get my phone call for my induction to set up a date. And because you have like a 7-day span of when you're able to pick a date, that's what I'll be looking at to choose. She's getting herself Jell-O, and she's putting whipped cream on it. Anywho, I should stop because my house is just going to get louder and louder with the Mira and Daniel home. But I think that's everything. Yeah, if you could just, like I said, if you have anything you believe in, pray to that for me. Leave me a comment. Let me know how your guys' lives have been going. And I will catch you guys. Do you hear the whipped cream? I will catch you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Love you so much. Bye. What you got? Wow. Did you make that?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a bracelet.
It's very nice. Who's it for?
It's for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's so pretty. I love it. Will you put it in the bathroom for me?
Okay.
Thank you.